what we are going to be doing is changing two wheel bearings on this Jeep Wrangler. Hey everyone, so tonight what we are going to be doing is changing two wheel bearings on this Jeep Wrangler. It's a 2010 Jeep Wrangler. It's got the 3.8 liter whatnot, but it's a Moog bearing that we're going to be putting on. We got to actually do both left and right side. That's the part number. So it's a 1134081-4, and that's a Canadian Tire part number. But anyway, we're going to get this all pulled apart here. We got to take the jack the front end up and get the tires off and whatnot, and we'll take you step by step as we do it. So I hope you enjoy this video, and we got both the front wheels off now, and we do have the brake caliper off. The pads fell out when we took it off, and we got the rotor off now as well. So the bolt that holds the calipers on is a 21 mil, and it's going to go right here, and the other one's right here. And as well, you're going to need a 13 millimeter 12-point socket to get your bearing bolts in the back here. So you are aware of that. You can see there it's a 13-point or 12-point, and anyway, yeah, so we're gonna have to get this all apart. So that would be your next step after you get the tires off, and this is the piece here that we have to get out of here. So anyway, we'll catch up here in a bit. You're going to need a 5 mil Allen wrench to get that bolt out of the top of the wheel speed sensor. But as you can see here, this wheel speed sensor, we will be changing this out tonight. Anyway, but you're going to need to pry it with a screwdriver to kind of pry it out. You got to be careful you don't break it if you're not going to be replacing it. But we've got two new ones anyway. So we'll get this done and whatnot. Yeah, there we go. So yeah, that'll come up. So as you can see, we've got the old bearing off. This is the old bearing. There is a little tiny bit of play in it. It's not nearly as bad as what we were told, but anyway, we're going to change them out anyway. That's the new one there. You will have to possibly, that one I think is a factory one. This Jeep's got 160,000 K on it. I think that's a factory one. I don't know for sure. I know I only had one changed on this before my son got it, but you know, don't back these bolts out completely, and that's what your 12-point socket's going to go on, your 13 mil. So when you knock this thing off, that it just doesn't completely fall off. But don't beat on the end of the nuts. Grab your 4-pounder and let it have it. So anyway, yeah, don't beat it too hard, but anyway, just enough to kind of loosen it up and whatnot. But we're going to put some anti-seize on these threads right here. There is a little bit of grease on them, but I am going to put some anti-seize. We do have our RCVs here as well, and so we're going to grease up at this time as well. We're going to get some grease, and there's the new ones I think have changed a little bit. This is just an older, I don't know, these ones here have been on this Jeep I think for probably 3 or 4 years now. But anyway, it's just a Zerk that's in the end there, and you just take your needle, stick it in, give it a couple, 3-4 pumps, and then we just noticed one thing on the other side here. This is something that I did change on the other side as well once. You can see in there we got a crack in our boot, so we'll have to take everything apart again here once we get the new boots and get that all fixed up. But anyway, we're gonna keep going here. Everything's going pretty smooth. I don't think this will take any more than probably about an hour total in that respect. As you can see, I got the anti-seize on there now, and what we're doing here now is just getting it's a 5 mil Allen key that you need to get that bolt out, and then we got to pull that speed sensor out. One nice thing about these ones here, the cable for this is I think as long, if not longer, than the factory one. So that'll be good. We'll replace everything there and get this thing going. So these are the bolts that hold the bearing on. One thing you do want to make sure you do is put red thread locker on these, because you do not want these to come out and come apart on you. But anyway, let's get this going. We have the new bearing on. We got thread locker on our 3 bolts. There's one over on this side and 2 on this side. You do have to move the wheel back and forth so that it spins the other way to get at this bolt. That's right down in here. It's right down in there. You can kind of see it. So you gotta kind of move everything around. Because this bolt here has got blue thread locker on it, do not do it stupid tight. Just do it snug so that you can get it off later. Make sure you have your proper torque spec for your bearing bolts that hold everything together. Make sure you have your dust plate if you still have them on. Make sure you put it on the right way. We just put it on backwards, had to take everything apart. So anyway, that's what happens. So anyway, the next thing we got to do is put on our axle nut, and then we got to torque that down to the proper torque setting as well. And thread locker, red thread locker is going to be needed. Check all your torque specs for your pinion nut here. We'll check that. We got through our red thread locker on it, as you can see, dripping all over the place. Anyway, we just got to torque this up, and we'll show you what we got here. What's it set at? So let's go. What did you say? 160 to 200, so 180. So it does say 160 to 200. We're going to do it at 180 foot-pounds. And she's there right now. So that's done. So essentially all we have to do now is just put our caliper on, brakes in and things of that sort, and we'll get this all completed, and we'll start on. Well, we just literally fought that stupid plug for about the last 20 minutes. I didn't realize it was all gummed up with crap. But anyway, the way we found it, the easiest way to get it is to get it from the back or the front side of everything. You can see that plug that's right there. That's the one there. You got a little red clip on the side and everything. We fought for it, like I said, for about 20 minutes. So we know how to tackle the other side now. Anyway, just a heads up on that. If you haven't changed that in a long time, and you go wheeling lots of mud in there, yeah, make sure you hit it with some penetrating fluid. And then we also got just a water bottle there that I was able to hit it with a steady stream to clean it all out. So we're on to this one now. Just when you guys are putting on that bolt that Harry's trying to get off there, just make sure you got some Loctite on it, and it's 120 foot-pounds. So anyway, so you can see we now have our speed sensor essentially out. You can see our broken boot there. We got our bearing bolts. We got those loosened up just so that the ends aren't showing anymore, and we're going to get this one out as well so the ends aren't showing out, and then we'll beat this bearing off and go from there. Getting these bearing bolts in, so you can see there, and you can see our little temporary patch job with the just a silicone to cover that crack there so no dirt gets in and things of that sort. And we got a red Loctite on our bolts here. So we're just gonna get these started, get that one in as far as it'll go. Yeah, because we gotta twist it the other way. So anyway, we'll get this going here, and you can see what was the torque spec on these 120? I believe it was 100. Sorry, yeah, what
160, 180.
Yeah, 160 to 180 on these bolts here. Make sure you use your Loctite. You don't want this stuff coming apart. I've got both of them done there now. Just putting the tire on here now, and then that'll button her up. So it took us about 2 hours 15 minutes. So that's not too bad. Just a little better than an hour aside. So that's not too bad. Not too bad at all. But anyway, if you have any questions about this video at all, or any comments, just let me know. And hope you enjoyed the video. Thanks for watching.